Welcome to another episode of the Cheap Champ Podcast. I am your host, Malcolm Hall, and I got a guest this week. I've been on it. Got a good friend of mine who's actually my barber and another fellow comedian. Would you care to introduce yourself, sir?
What's up, good people? I am your boy KD Ringer. I am a barber, like Mr. Malcolm said. Family man. This is my partner. He reached out to me and I was all for it, anytime and every time.
Anytime and after. Nobody else in California has cut my hair since him. I've been here 7 years. Nobody. So that lets you know the type of relationship, type of trust I have with this man. But we are here today to talk about comedy and business. And you have a barbershop. And recently the shop just moved. You just switched locations.
Yeah, my building was sold and there was a guy that worked with me, a young guy that I cut when he was 6. I've been cutting him for years. And then he came to me a few years ago. He needed a spot. I didn't know he was cutting hair. He said, man, he called me. He reached out, man, I need a location to get down. I said, man, I didn't even know you cut. Me and his older brother kept in contact. So I pulled him in with me. He learned a lot. He became polished. Not that I'm this exquisite, super duper businessman, but I'm not a slouch. But once he learned, to find his niche and his movement, and he watched how I do things, we saw the owner of our building taking pictures and hanging with the foreigners, and you can kind of see the jism. It's near the Rams Stadium in Inglewood, California. So
Gentrification
kicked in. So he told me, bro, I see what's going on. I'm gonna bust a move. Don't worry. And so he went looking and searching. He found a building for lease, and he came back to me and let me know that he found something. He asked me, should he move on it? I told him definitely, and let me know what he needs. So we kind of went in business together, but he really kind of pushed the envelope. He hit the ground running. And so I'm closing mine because the building is sold. There's gentrification heavy. My little crumbs compared to an investor, it's like this.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to bow out gracefully. I had a 14-year run, no regrets. I'm going to join with my little young partner, and we got another movement. We're going to push the envelope to a higher level.
Nice. How did you originally get started cutting hair? What made you become a professional barber? Because some people, I pushed my line up a couple times back, a few times.
As a professional, you will still push your mustache. Don't try to look at your phone and answer a text and line up your mustache.
Oh,
you won't have one, or you'll be P.D. Pablo. But my mom used to cut our hair, me and my brother. If it wasn't mom, it was that drunk uncle in the kitchen.
Oh.
And so one day, mom's wasn't home. I was about 10. And I went in her closet, and I had the little Gumby, little Gumby shot, either a slope or a Gumby. I had something that I didn't want no more. And I went in her closet, got the clippers, and I cut it all down. Now, it was lower in the top where I cut it down, and it was more on the sides. So in my mind, 10 years old, naturally, do the rest the same. I just cut it all down, kept cutting it all down. I had the double mirror. Mom come home spazzing on me. You left this house. Where you get some money? You left this house when I wasn't home. Again, where you get some money? Hold up. I don't have a dime. But I did go in your closet. You know what I mean? I cut my hair. She came home. She was pissed. She was surprised I did it. She's like, it don't look half bad. Now do your brother. A week later, my auntie, you cut some hair? Do your cousin. I liked it. It was a niche. I didn't know it was a niche. It was just fun. I picked it up, bro, and never put the clippers down. It was just one of them gifts God give people. I ended up the little neighborhood barber, junior high, free, $2, $3, until it came. I went to school for it when I graduated high school.
God didn't give me that gift. I messed up. Listen, my cousin, I'm going to send this episode. He called me Patch Adams. I messed up, and I left a patch in my head. I got called Patch Adams for about 4 months. Damn. So, and man, I did not like it. So I eventually learned to cut my hair over time, but I used to be the big guard. Yeah. So it used to take me like 3 hours. So I used to go guard by guard by guard.
It's better to go gradual. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Better. I still do customers like that. Customers, they do not know what they want.
No.
They know what they see, but they don't know how to express, ask for, or explain
Right.
what they want. For example, you get a black man, regular black guy, darker black, and he point at the Barber chart. There's a mixed person with the nice taper fade, Hispanic and black, or even a white boy. Give me the number 9. You will never have that number 9. It's not gonna happen. You don't
flip that over to a number 6.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that. But you know, it's many volumes in this game. It's levels, people skills, professionalism, skill. It's layers, man. You don't just cut nobody here and send them out.
Right.
Especially when you get to going with that front line after we get up in age, bro. Just taper me and don't even line me.
What comes with some of the barber game? Because I didn't know some people have to rent a chair. I see 1,000 clippers up there. So how do you go from like your first pair of clippers to your 5th?
For me, when I first got in the game, I had the house clippers. I had the stuff from Walmart, the kits. You're a little slower than a professional because your clippers don't move as fast. You don't have precise touch line equipment because you don't even know. I got into the shop about 19 years old, and I was also in school. So I was introduced to different things. And I saw all of those different clippers and all of those different methods, but you don't have the money at first. So what happens is when you get into a professional facility, people gravitate toward the new youngster a lot of times, and they start blessing with equipment. And I ended up with my first pair of better liners. They told me use oil. I was under the impression you cleaned it with alcohol. My daddy said, make sure you clean it. It made sense to me. You clean it. Alcohol dries out.
Right.
I didn't know about the clipper oil. Even though it come in a little pack, you need to read the instructions. You have to keep the blades lubricated. So what happens over time, you just understand. As you get involved with the game get deeper for you, you understand what you need to get, and then it's costly, but you get your money back.
Right.
You get to touching that line, bam, bam, bam. People are like, oh yeah, my man is worth whatever he's asking for. Like anything, like with comedy, you don't get paid $1,000 a show when you first come in.
No.
Somebody will scare you to death if they offer you $1,000. Man, I pay you $1,000 do this show next week. You like, whoa, 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 whoa. Much as you would need and love to have 1,000, you're not gonna feel worthy of that 1,000 without the game being under your belt for a while to know your worth. It's just like anything. Mechanics, change my brakes. I'll do them for $10 because you still learning.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna tell nobody $50 and you really don't know what you're doing.
Right.
It's like anything else. Over time, you learn the equipment, you learn the levels, you get into it. You start promoting, you get business cards, t-shirts. Now they got.
Do you think it comes, I was getting ready to ask you that. Word of mouth, business cards? What do you think is the best way for a successful barber to promote him or herself?
Word of mouth is always going to trump a flyer because word of mouth is someone vouching for you. All it takes for our community, book my man Malcolm. Bro is funny. Whoever the listener is, okay, KD said my man funny. I'm going to rock with him.
Right. That's how
As
it
opposed
works.
to you saying, look, bro, how can I get on your show, man? I'm a comedian. I do my thing. But if somebody else, no, you need to book Malcolm Hall. Word of mouth. It always exceeds it, but there's times where people say, oh, you're a barber. Do you have a card? Or you're a comedian. Do you have a card?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have one, you just might have missed that opportunity. If you have one, it helps. I say both. Put out good product, keep business cards. When you get down, if you order 1,000, when you get down to about 300, order some more.
Right.
Don't be empty.
Keep them cards on.
Keep them cards.
How does a person go from just barber to shop owner? What's that process like?
I think it's mental. It's mental understanding of the individual. Ownership for me, the lady who hired me first, I wasn't even done with school. She told me one day, "You can be a salon owner." And I asked her, "Why you say that? What do you mean by that?" I always wanted to, but me wanting to and climbing a ladder to be that, it wasn't a goal set per se. I just knew one day was far fetched. It came sooner than I thought it would. And what she told me was, when you're done cutting hair, your clients, you sweep everybody's station because you have the time to do it. Everybody else working. She was like, that's an owner move. You're considerate. You understand cleanliness and presentation. She hit me with stuff that I didn't really realize. You know why I was cleaning? Because I was raised with a black woman who didn't play that dirty stuff. My mama, we cleaned up every night. Every Saturday was like, we can't go outside till we mop, pine saw, incense, bleach. So if I'm sweeping my floor, my man right next to me cutting, why not just hit his hair? And if I hit his hair, there's a chair right next to him where there's a lady working. I might as well just hit her hair too. The lady was like, you gonna be a salon owner. It was way over my head, but I said, why you say that? She was like, your movements, the way you understand. I'm like, I'll take it. But I didn't have a calendar or a book. Like I got 2 months before I become this guy. I just love the game so much. And then the blessing came. Somebody hit me. It's a spot available. Really come talk to the owner. It's this and this and this a month. Come talk to him. You should talk to him seriously. And I'm like, man, but I ain't in no position. Man, you thinking too hard. I did what he said. The man was like, well, if you want it, give me this by Monday. I didn't have a dime, but I had clientele who believed in me, probably more than me at that time. They hit me like, how much did you need? Bro, push that. Don't worry about that. We could take care of that on the back end. It was just blessings, bro. And so when it hit, I'm like, whoa, maybe I can. This is what I've been falling asleep to, cutting black and white floor, this and that. It just came. I think when God have a plan for somebody, you can't deny the plan. And I was working every day. I would beat the owner to the shop. I did my due diligence, not really understanding the ultimate goal was right. It was closer than I would imagine. Like this game for us. You do this podcast, these interviews. Somebody might be like, man, I like this guy now. You get a call and scare the shit out you.
Right.
In 2 weeks. you be hosting somewhere.
That's true. Because with the podcast, and it's a lot. You got to learn a lot, and it's costly. Mm-hmm. It costs a lot of money, and that was a reason with the podcast, because I felt like reason why I want to bring you on. People don't always respect the cost of business, because a person can tell you they made $100K. Okay, great, but you spent $80. You have $20,000. You're lying. You said you made $100, which is true, but you can't tell me. Look, I come to the hot dog. You come to my cookout, right? Bro, I got 10 pounds of chicken and I got 50 hamburgers. When you get there, I got 2 hamburgers and 2 pounds left. Mm-hmm. I told you the truth, but I have to tell you where I'm at now. And a lot of people neglect to tell you that. It's like, yeah, you did well, but what do you have now?
You know what the double-edged sword to that is? The harsh reality of business. That's what they can layer on the top of that cake. That nasty cake they just baked and gave you. It's just business, which ultimately it is. They did not lie.
Nope.
They had 50 burgers and all of that, but you weren't there when that 50 was there. You know what I mean? It's like someone who's selling a book. Oh, I sold 10,000 books last year. I'm popping. Yeah, but you didn't make $10,000 selling them 10,000 books.
Right. You didn't make any money. and what good is I sold 10,000, but you're broke.
Yeah.
What good is that?
I was in it for the money. You painted me a picture that wasn't really what it was, but it's a facade. But
it is a facade.
Research is important.
Because one thing I've always, as far as the barbershop, I know Saturday is the busiest day. But like, what happens if a person doesn't have clientele on the slow days? Do you have to make everything on that Saturday? Because Saturday seems like it's a tough, long day.
It is.
and then on a Tuesday might be slow,
Mhm.
and people have to wait and whatnot. So how would a person, if their clientele is slow during the week, how do they manage?
It's the struggle is gonna come when you first start and you do not have a steady clientele. You will struggle. The owner you get with should understand that, and a lot of people have um, the 50-20, the percentages. I'm drawing a blank right now on what that's called. I never done it. Give me a flat rate, and I'll pay what your booth rent is at the end of the week. It was a man. What is it called? I can't remember right away. But when I went to cosmetology school, actually, by me being a barber and self-taught, and I had my uncles and stuff taught me a lot. They taught me how to understand the business. So I was layered with businessmen. My granddad was a carpenter, had his own business. He was in construction, had his own business. My uncles, they were painters, had their own business. I did a lot of that growing up with them. I need you on Saturday. Put your dirty clothes on. I'll be by in the morning. When your elders tell you they coming in the morning, they mean in the morning. It's not light yet.
The chickens ain't up.
They banging on the door, knocking. Come on, boy. Sleeper get nothing but a dream. Early bird get the worm. I'm thinking I don't even like worms. I'm tired. But I learned get up, get it done, get it started. So when you first get into anything, you gotta take the lumps. You gotta take the lumps and the bumps. It's gonna come. You're not gonna have your booth rent every Saturday. You don't have clientele. Nobody trusts you at first. But when you're good and you're diligent, I went to cosmetology. My instructor was a man. He said, you have to sell yourself. You need to do nails, manicures, pedicures, massages, foot massages, shampoo hair. You got to grind, sell yourself. He was a gangster, hustler, and a teacher. His delivery was like, what you gonna be, a bumpkin? To this day, I don't know what a bumpkin is. I can just equate it to a slacker or a slouch. Women be having their little personal problems that they go through. I got a mama, a daughter, and a wife. I understand. No disrespect to y'all. But because your belly hurt, you're not gonna feed your kids. You better go in that bathroom when that curl come in that door. Pray, wash your face, wash your hands, talk to yourself, whatever you gotta do. Get your money. Go ahead and wrap up that stanky curl. Yeah, it stank. That's $75. You gonna let that hour stank leave you broke for your babies can't eat? I'm sitting there like, hey, he a G. So he taught me to understand. Kill an excuse. Get your money. You have to. So if it's a massage, man, would you like for me to shampoo you and get you prepped for your stylist to do your hair? Sure, you know how to shampoo? Yeah, I do. I scrub your scalp, massage your temples, all that. You know what I mean? You got to manipulate, hustle. You got to hustle. If you don't, you're gonna be short Saturday.
Why do you think? Well, the shampooing part, the nails part, a lot of men would say, I'm not doing that.
Right.
But you're providing a service. What if you had a shop where only women came through to get that? They're there 5 days a week versus you can have men on Saturdays. So you can keep that clientele coming. And it's interesting you mentioned that because, that's something I would think a lot of men wouldn't want to do. But you got, like you just said, you got to get your money.
The men won't. And because I went to cosmetology school versus barber school, it was more of an incentive because I'm shampooing more women. So it's psychological. You're not thinking money. You go to getting in your own way. Man, I ain't scrubbing on this man's head. So what about professional barber service? You look on YouTube right now, Instagram, any social media, it's guys massaging dudes' beards, blowing it out, combing it out, rinsing it, picking it out, trimming it with shears. When they show that last picture and roll the camera, dude look clean, he crisp.
Right.
He probably paid $70 for all of that. One person. He probably have 10 heads. 10 times 7. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Like, get out your own way.
Right.
We're not taught the proper etiquette to understand certain services. It's like massage therapy. If a guy come in and want a massage and you have a quota for yourself, you gonna be a professional or you gonna start tweaking and saying, I ain't touching no other man. Come on,
Well,
bro, you're a massage
the
therapist.
police will touch you at eviction. When it's time to go, they're going to put their hands on you.
Yeah.
So
And not think about it.
somebody's going to get touched. Either you can touch this man and give him a massage, or they're going to touch you and they put you out. Hands will be used.
Yeah.
So there's no way around that. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I think being extra masculine, you would think that's not a service. Because some men won't even go get a pedicure or go get a massage.
I went last week to get a manicure and a pedicure. That little lady was scrubbing on it. I'm standing on my feet all day.
You got to take care of yourself.
And if I shave your face, I'm sure you don't want brake dust under my nails.
Right.
You know what I mean? Tilt your head back from me, brothers. Look down like, hey, bro, you gonna wash your hands? You know, I'm washing my car. I may have washed my hands, but under your nails get a little dirty sometimes.
Right.
We got to get past that. We have to understand what servicing is. Business. You have never seen a Fortune 500 company speaker up here with dirty hands. It's not going to happen. His collar white, bow. He might not even have on a tie. He crisp because he understands business, presentation, representation. There's layers to it.
Yep.
And in this type of situation, we doing expose cats to understand, man, they right. Don't be scared to be great.
I always use presentation with food. Food is the best presentation. Like, look, oh, I don't care how I look. You care how your food look. You're not going to just eat anything. When the last time you ate blindfolded? You never will. You never. Nobody's going to eat nothing blindfolded.
I ain't getting blindfolded.
I don't care how it tastes. It has to get past the eye test. If it don't get past the eye test, I'm not going to eat it. And why would a presentation just all of a sudden not apply to anything else? Because some people do. I don't care how I look. Yes, you do.
You should.
You don't care, but they do. And it's going. And then enough people care. You're going to care too, because you're going to be denied access.
Yeah, you definitely will. Mm-hmm. Your last name, your first and last name,
it means something.
You denied.
Right.
DeLaquan Williams on that verbal app, that online. It's messed up because this guy could be a straight educated young man that come from the urban side of town, Compton mama, Watts daddy, or what have you. I don't mean this boy is ignorant and uneducated. Richard Sherman from Compton, he's an NFL, very well-spoken young man.
From Stanford.
Come on now. So them stereotypes, but we deal with that.
Yeah.
We're it's coming towards us. So the sooner we polish our children and educate our children and friends, don't work. Stop looking at what's negative. We know the negative is there. Stiff arm that like a Heisman. Run toward that other side. Okay, that's the negative. It has to be a positive. It's one and the same. Well, if I overcome this opposition, I can do this. Think that way. Not, well, I'm already black. My last name already such and such. I'm already from this side of town. So you're just going to defeat yourself?
Right.
I'm sick of that.
It's not helping.
No, it's not helping. It's never going to help. You can't kick our own self in the ass. That's dumb.
Yeah, because life's gonna kick you in the ass.
Life already gonna beat you up.
Life is already gonna beat you up. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Everybody gonna get slapped in the face at least 10 times by life.
Shit, in a year.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Before we wrap things up, you're also a stand-up comedian.
Yes, sir.
And you produce shows. You put me on quite a few shows, and you're also a dad. You know, how do you balance your time? Because time has a cost benefit too. Dang, drawing a blank. But when you had what's when you have to choose one decision over another?
I know exactly what you mean and what you're saying. I started in 2009, I believe, and now it's 2021. So that's like 12 years.
Same year as me.
Early on, comedy. I'm running out the house. Comedy. We had one kid, me and my wife. My wife and I. That's politically correct. At the time, we had one son, and comedy is nightlife. The actual stage time. Well, lately I've been doing day parties, backyard, so it kind of transferred during the COVID. era. But normally it's a nightlife. So it's almost easier because you can stay home after work, put the kids to bed. They're still limiting your time because if you work till 5 or 6, by the time you rush home, take a shower, get mentally prepared, eat dinner, talk to the fam, you just it's a fast paced movement. It's not easy. And then you have to be out in enough time to get your job done. You might come in at 11, 12, and then you got to get back up in the morning and go to work. It's difficult, but it's possible. It depends on the drive and the timing. Like you said, it's the timing of a person. I don't go like I used to and hang out and sit at a club if I'm not booked. I would like to go and hang with the fellas, the fellow comedian. I'm not doing it. If I'm booked, I'm there. If I'm not, I'm here. And I could be here writing, researching, looking up the greats, and understanding the angles in which they approached a joke. I just formulate my mind and understand, like you said, timing is important, but it's very, very difficult at first because you so involved in the game, you're excited in the game, and I was starting to neglect my family. And then when I had to catch myself, like, whoa, you ain't even booked. You out here, out there, out here, out there. You performed twice this week, but you've been out 5 times. Hold up.
Right.
Hold up.
I always find that amazing. Like, the comedians with families doing all this, and I don't have any, it's just me. When I eat, my whole family eat. Yeah. So it's like, man, you're not getting any more time than me. We get the same 24 hours, but people do so many different things in the same amount of time. It's like, how? How does this person do all that? And I got the same amount of time and I can't get half of it done.
You know why? It's not that you can't, you don't have to. It's just you. Me knowing you, knowing you come from a good background, you wouldn't neglect your son or daughter.
No.
Not at all. You'll figure out how to prioritize what's important to them and what's important to you. Right now, you can't see it because you like, when you sit at home chilling, writing, printing, whatever you're doing, I'm making bagels, sandwiches, I'm at practice. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm a hustler, man. I'm gonna get up tomorrow. I don't give a damn if I go to bed at 2 in the morning. I bet I get up at 6. I'm cool that next day. I can push through. It's mental. But the day after that, I need some rest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You only human. Yeah. If it gets you. Naps became very prevalent in my 40s.
Hey, that no sleep stuff is for suckers. You're crazy. Yeah. You will die with no sleep. You're gonna die with no sleep. So this whole no sleep, good luck to you.
Try to do everything.
Not gonna work. You're not gonna work.
Take yourself a break. Get your goals in, but get some rest, or you're gonna hurt yourself.
That's like a consistency, I think, because I get up and go to the gym 5 o'clock in the morning every day, but I lay it down before midnight. So I get my 5 hours, and I get consistent. Yeah. And consistency has helped me.
And it's a habit. It becomes a habit.
It's
a
habit.
Not a problem for you. I'm in construction as well. My alarm goes at 4:45. I don't cut it off when I'm not. If we're done with a project, I've been done for 2 weeks since my last construction project. My alarm still go off at 4:45. I won't turn that off when I'm not working construction and get accustomed to a barber hour when I have to take my kids to school in the morning or get up with the wife and get them prepared at 6. That's 2 more hours. I don't get up at 4, but my sleep is broken at 4 to understand morning is vastly approaching. So soon I'm going to have to hop up and get things in rotation. I don't require a lot of them hours of sleep. My body is accustomed to it. I understand it. But I do know when it's time to okay, I'm not doing nothing today. You have to take your breaks.
Yeah, I've learned that. You got to take your breaks because you want to just keep going. Nah.
You can't tell everybody, I'm going to be there. 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 I'm telling people, what day is that again? What time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me write that down. Let me give you a call back to make sure I don't overbook or overdo myself. And they respect that. They like, oh, okay, this cat he ain't just biting on every little thing. No, hell no, I can't.
Right.
I ain't bashful to tell you, you know what? I can't do that. I would love to. If you have another date and you don't have a person, give me a call, and I'm hoping that I can, work with you. But you gotta demand your space and time, or you'll lose your damn mind.
Cause when you first start comedy, you'll take every call. Tonight, hey, it's 9:45. Can you be here at 10:30? It's 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know damn well. Hold up. Did you hear what he said?
With a half tank of gas.
You're not going to make it
at all.
But you want to try.
You would try.
Then where can they find you at? Where's the new shop at? So anybody who's in Los Angeles would like to come get a cut, where is the new shop location?
The new shop location is in the city of Hawthorne, 13251 Hawthorne Boulevard. It's south of El Segundo on Hawthorne Boulevard. Right hand side, called Blends Arena. Very nice shop. We're on social media. Instagram my name is KD Ringer. Facebook, KD Ringer. Shoot me the request if you have any questions. I'm a real dude, man. I'm from Dayton, Ohio, Midwest. But I've been out here for a long time. I was back and forth between Dayton and Compton, all growing up. I can't be a Hollywood person. I don't have that kind of family. You act funny with my people, they'll tell you, man, I remember when you used to piss the bed. Now you Hollywood. They'll bring you back real quick. Straight cousins and auntie. Oh, Mr. Celebrity Boy. Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you this. They'll front your ass off quick. Get at me. I'm approachable.
I'm cheap, not broke. My family already know how it is. That's never. I got 10 million. Look, we're going to the buffet. It's a nice one. But look, they got the group rate, and that's what we're gonna do. It's not no individual plate, group rate. I appreciate you coming on, KD. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for giving us some insight on what it's like being a barber, a family man, and a comedian. Thank you all for tuning into this episode of the Cheap Champ Podcast. If you have any financial literacy questions or you like to raise your credit score, go to www.stressmoneyless.com and learn how to save some money and live a more efficient lifestyle at cheapnotbroke.com. And don't forget to hit that like button and sign up on YouTube. Until next time, we will see you. And damn it, got to get the outro. Take care.